Hey, what's up everybody? It's Rick with Stumpt, and I'm here today playing Civilization 5. In the wake of the announcement of Civ 6, I was super excited to hear that news, and so I thought, heck, let's celebrate with the playthrough of Civ 5, one of my favorite games of all time. As far as games in my Steam library go, this one is by far the most played. I've got well over 1,000 hours into this game, so I thought, why not do a playthrough with you guys? It's about time, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to set up a Civ right here. And you can see I'm playing Gandhi. I'm going to try to build a tall empire, which means just a couple of cities with huge populations, if I can. I wouldn't say I've got exactly the best place to start to do that, but you know, I've seen worse. I've seen worse. So there you go. Right off the bat, I set my my warrior down south a little bit to see if I can find any ruins, and it doesn't look like I'm going to find much down there. And it's time to choose our production. So I'm going to go ahead and build a scout right now. Now, it's always a toss-up when building the first unit. Do I want to build a scout or do I want to build a monument? Because monuments are super important. You want to get that culture as soon as possible. But I'm going to build a scout first because I want to try to get those ruins as soon as possible as well. And then I'm going to choose research, and then I'm going to tell you how this playthrough is going to happen. So before I choose my research, I'm going to look at my surroundings. I've got, looks like copper. Copper is the luxury resource that we're going to have, which means that I'm going to need mining. So let's open this tech tree. So how is this playthrough going to work? I'm going to do it episodically. This episode, it will be the ancient era, then we'll move into the classical era, and so on and so forth. So once I get out of the ancient era, that'll be the end of episode 1. Episode 2, we'll be moving into the classical era, and then we'll move into the medieval era, the Renaissance era, the industrial era, the modern era, the atomic era, and then finally the information era. But you got to start somewhere, and we're going to start with mining so that we can try to get that luxury copper. There we go. First turn is done, and I'm going to keep moving south. Okay, actually, there is a lot more south than I thought. I thought that it would probably end once you got to this corner here, but actually, it just keeps going. Oh, and there's a lot of desert down here. If I build a city down here, I can go Petra, and that would be actually pretty cool. So we've got our first city-state, Ormus, here. We got 30 gold because we were the first to meet them. And good to meet you, Ormus. There you go. You're going to be our trade partner. I can tell you that much right now. And let's move this way. Ah, we found a barbarian encampment. Okay, so we've got our Indian scout now, which means that I can start going north and look for... I still haven't found any ruins. This is kind of crazy. And now time to choose our production. Now it's time to build that monument. Time to start getting some culture so we can get some policies invested into our city. And we're going to have to do something about this barbarian problem. Oh, but first I want to discover Sidon. And now Sidon is militaristic city-state, which means that if we become allied with them, they're going to give us free military units, and that's going to save us some money. I like that. I like it when that happens. Now, I said that this was kind of a crummy starting spot. Now I'm really starting to think that this is kind of a crummy starting spot because I'm not finding any ruins, and it looks like there's nothing but tundra and snow up here. So this may be more challenging than I expected. All right, we're going to have to fight these barbarians. Get rid of them. Okay, mining's been researched, and look at this. There's nothing around Delhi. Oh, poor Delhi. This is going to be a troublesome game. I can tell you that much already. But it's okay. We will persevere. And so I've discovered mining, which means that we're going to move into masonry right now. I'm going to try to get those pyramids. Why not? Right? And still working on these stupid barbarians here. I should be able to level up my unit, though, next turn. All right, yeah, I'm going to level it up. I'm just going to heal instantly so I can try to work on taking out... There we go. One more hit, and those barbarians should be taken care of. And production. Okay, our monument's already done. So we can build a worker, a scout, a warrior, or a settler. I'm going to build a worker so that we can start getting some of the stone. If we get that stone, that means that my production rate should increase. There we go. Barbarians are handled. They gave us 16 gold for pillaging them. And Now I just need to move my scout. Hopefully there's going to be some ruins to the west, because north, south, and east has turned up bupkis. Well, we've got some dye. Okay, now it's time for our first policy. You can see that right now we've got 16 out of 15 policy, or culture, rather, which means that we can adopt our first policy. And here is the policy kind of tree here, grid. This is not really a tree, but our choices, which have trees within them. And I said that we wanted to build very few cities, very high population, which is what tradition is meant for. You can see that adopting tradition greatly increases the rate of border expansion in cities and also grants +3 culture in the capital. Unlocks building of hanging gardens, which is very, very important if you want to have a big population. Hanging gardens is going to give you tons of extra food. So I'm going to adopt this. Very cool. And it's going to allow us to build the pyramids as well, I believe. Actually, no. Unlocking liberty gives you pyramids, which is ironic because this right here, aristocracy, which is in the tradition tree, uses the pyramid as its icon, but actually liberty allows you to build the pyramids. That's right. Scratch that. But I can build the mausoleum of Halicarnassus, which is going to be good because we have all that stone. Okay, come on. There's got to be a ruin around here. Oh! Oh, snap! We just found the Great Barrier Reef. Oh, man. This is great. This is great. Okay. I said that this was a lousy place to start, and it kind of is. I'm not going to retract that statement, but the fact that we have a workable Great Barrier Reef right here is going to be huge for us in building science for Empire. And Lake Victoria. My mind is going to explode here, you guys. Lake Victoria gives us +6 food output. If we can find a way to combine Lake Victoria with Petra, oh, forget about it. Forget about it. Okay. Oh, man. I'm getting ahead of myself. This is going to be a very exciting game. And we finally found some ruins, which gave us an extra population to our city. That's great. And we're right next to a barbarian encampment there. So we'll want to kind of scoot our scout away from there. Okay. Now here's my one concern about that Lake Victoria. Is that Ormus is dangerously close to it. If Ormus's borders expand into it, then it's game over for us. We won't be able to get it. Now, ooh. But here's what we could do. And this is a very dickish move. I would never advise this. I don't like taking over city-states, but we can invade Ormus, take it, and then we can have Lake Victoria. And you know what? In this case, I feel like I'm going to have to say that's going to be a valid strategy. We're going to go to war with Ormus, guys. It's a very unpopular thing to do. You will be demonized by people, you know, other civs, but you know what? To hell with it. I want that Lake Victoria, guys. Which means that we're going to need to start building up an army, all right? Building an army. I'm going to just heal my warrior right there because we've got that barbarian encampment not too far away, and then we'll fight him. Fight that barbarian. Oh, great.
Bienvenue.
And we've been encountered by France. There they are, the French. Now, I don't like Napoleon. Napoleon is a warmonger, and you can see right now, the people with the pointy sticks, he is #1, which means that he's got a ton of soldiers already. I'm last because I've only got a warrior and a scout. That's not surprising. And I'm going to need to start building up an army, which is fine because I said I was going to do that anyway, didn't I? So speaking of building an army, let's do that. I'm going to start building... Whoop, no, I didn't want a worker. I wanted a warrior. Okay, I will accept your offer there. Give me gold and I'll give you an embassy. Sure. Okay, let's go ahead and change this production. I wanted to produce a warrior, not a worker. There we go. Fantastic. And speaking of warriors... There we go. I'm just going to fight that guy. Maybe get in the good graces of Ormus before I take him out. So now that my worker is on the copper, I can start working that copper. which will start giving me some happiness and also some production. All right, so it looks like that warrior has scooted out of range. So I'm just going to go ahead and retreat my warrior back. Unfortunately, with Napoleon being over there, well, there could be some unexplored stuff over here, actually, which I will take a look at. But it looks like everything to the southeast is going to be off limits to us. France is going to have claimed that. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and research writing, because that will help us increase our technology at a faster rate. I really got to start thinking about what I'm going to do about Napoleon, because Napoleon is a warmonger, and he will start war with us. He will covet our land. He's a jerk. He'll need to be taken care of. All right, cool. We've got enough culture to adopt our second policy now, which is going to be oligarchy, because it's the only thing we can adopt at the moment, which means that garrison units cost no additional maintenance. So I could just garrison, which means put inside the city, my scout, and it wouldn't cost me any money. When the scout is out and about, you can see it costs me money to have him. But there we go. He's garrisoned, and now I gain the money that it would cost him otherwise. But it's sort of silly to keep a garrison scout, honestly. So I'm going to... Well, first I'm going to attack that barbarian with my city. I'm going to go ahead and move that scout out. And I'm going to move the worker back in so that he doesn't get kidnapped by that barbarian. Now what happens? Okay, we're going to send you back up, and I'm going to send my scout down. Scout's going to go south. There we go. Now my worker can go back to mining that copper, and there we go. We've got our second warrior ready for the fight. And I can produce a granary, which is going to help us produce food, which is going to help us grow our population. Great! I'm just going to go ahead and camp you in our city right there. That way you won't cost us any money until I need to use you. Okay, and I said I was going to send you home, so go ahead and you get back home. Looks like you're done building the mine, so you can actually start building a quarry now. Get us some extra production. Are you guys following along? I may be going too quick for you here, but things will soon start making sense. If they're not making sense now, soon they will. You'll start to understand what is happening here. All right, we've got a barbarian up here, so I'm going to go ahead and bombard him with my city. And I'm going to just send this guy up north, because this barbarian has to be coming from somewhere. I'm sure there's an encampment up here to the north somewhere. And it's time to research technology again. All right. So we had riding before. I'm going to want archery, because, like I said, I want to start beefing up my forces, because I want to take Ormus, right? And you can see Ormus's borders actually are already growing towards Lake Victoria. Oh, man. Having a Lake Victoria and a Great Barrier Reef is going to be pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. I can't really screw up this playthrough. And you are going to... Actually, I'm not going to fight this guy, because my city can kill him off. I'll spare you that battle. And you can actually keep going south. There we go. Keep exploring that way. Okay, he's almost dead. And you are almost home. So you can heal. Okay, there's that encampment. Okay, right up there. I found it. All right, go south a little bit more. There we go. Okay, there's an encampment. Actually, there's a lot going on down here. Okay, there's a lot going on. I could build a canal city right here. That would be pretty cool. Okay, I'm going to move you on top of my worker. You're just going to defend that worker for me, okay? There we go. And you're going to finish off that barbarian, and then you are going to attack this encampment. How about that? And now, archery's done already? Jeez. All right, I'm firing through the ancient era here. So now, shoot, I'm going to have to do... I'll do calendar next, okay? And now I can start building archers. So after I build this granary, we'll build an archer. going to move down here now. Right, it looks like, wow, you're already done building that quarry. Very good. So you'll move up here, you'll keep protecting him, and you'll build another quarry. It's great having all of these quarries, actually, because that's going to give us extra production, which is going to help us build things a lot quicker. Oh, man, you guys just spawned another barbarian. Look at that. They gave birth to another little barbarian. So things are going to start to heat up here. I'm just going to set you there. I'm just going to post you to just be a sponge for their attacks at the moment. And you keep exploring down this way. Ah, we've met another Civ here. We've got Pedro of Brazil here. Nice to meet you, buddy. And we've also discovered Bucharest, which is another city-state here. The world is growing. It's getting a lot bigger now. All right, now what are we going to produce? Okay, I could go for the Great Library, but you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to build an archer. I'm going to really beef up my defense right now. Oh, look at that. We got 2 promotions already. So what am I going to promote you to? I'm going to go ahead and give you... I'm going to give you Drill 1, which is going to give us plus 15% combat strength when fighting in rough terrain. There's a lot of rough terrain here. There we go. And I'm going to just bombard. And I'll keep you here. And you, I'm actually going to give the heal instantly promotion. And then I'm going to have you attack. We're going to take that encampment. And what happens now? Okay, we're going to... Oh, wow. I thought that he was going to pillage that quarry, but it turns out he didn't, which is great. I'm glad that he did not get a chance to pillage that. Fabulous. And you are dead now. Look at that. We've finally taken out that encampment. So they won't be able to spawn any more annoying little barbarians. Calendar is almost done. So we are the world's most well-fed people, which means that our population is growing the quickest, which is exactly what we set out to do, guys. You can see that we're followed by Pedro and Napoleon down here, 0. Napoleon, he might have a big army, but he has a starving population. That's kind of shocking, actually. Calendar has been researched, and now we can actually use another policy point, which is going to give us a free culture building in our first 4 cities. I love legalism. Legalism is great. And we're going to move you over here. And look at that. We've met our 3rd civilization, which is Polynesia. Lord Kamehameha. Hello, sir. Good to meet you. And you're about dead, so I'm actually going to let you heal. Hope that this barbarian attacks you, just kills himself, because that happens sometimes. And calendar's been researched, which means that we can actually research another technology now. What is that technology going to be, though? You know, I'm going to actually research wheel so that we can try to get to the Hanging Gardens, okay? So wheel right now, nothing, I mean, the water mill is great, but I'm researching this primarily so I can get to mathematics and get to the Hanging Gardens. That catapult, though, that ain't bad either. Catapult's a great siege weapon, and that's going to help us if we do want to take Ormus. Okay, and we are not going to play around with that archer because a scout versus an archer, scout will lose every single time. But I will go up here, and I will work this marble. And I will send this archer over here. He will start defending our western border. Okay, and now you can see that we've unlocked some new technologies, so we've got some new things that we're able to build, like a stoneworks, which is going to help us increase our production. So stoneworks is a great thing to have. And we've got another city-state down here, Singapore. Man, this is just one gigantic continent. We are discovering all sorts of city-states and civs. I really thought at first that there was a chance I was perhaps alone on a small continent or an island, but it does not seem that way.
Thou shalt not muzzle the ox when he treadeth out the corn.
There we go, animal husbandry. Oh, where did I get animal husbandry? Did I just get a... I'm not sure where I got animal husbandry from. Okay, warrior. Gonna go ahead and fortify you within the city. And you're gonna just keep going south, this scout. Okay, I think that we hit the southern tip of this continent. Perhaps. The pyramids have been built. That's fine. Bucharest wants Ormus bullied. Oh, I can do that. I can do that. I've been planning on bullying Ormus anyway, so. And we've just discovered Bratislava. All right, got a little bit of gold for it. There we go. Archery U, and here we go. So we've built the stonework. Now we can build a library, a shrine, walls. We can build a great library. I'm surprised nobody has yet. I could do that and get a free tech for doing it, but I'm afraid that if I start doing this, that somebody's going to build it before me. I could also build the Mausoleum of Holocaustus. I've got all this stone, and it's going to give me 2 gold for every stone, and I've got that marble up there too. So that would actually be very good too. And so would the Temple of... Ooh, there's a lot of good things that I could build. I'm going to build the Mausoleum. We're kind of set up for that production. Let's build that Mausoleum. I probably won't regret this. And you, where do you think you're going? Get dead. And that is another turn in the books. Delia's marble. Bratislava targets nearby encampment. Pedro has entered the classical era. And I have promoted my archer. So there we go. Now you can start digging on this copper here. I'm going to go ahead and promote you to... I'll give you accuracy 1, which is going to give us strength against units and open terrain. This is open terrain because it's grasslands, which is going to be perfect. Now I can just start firing on you. And I need to choose research now. All right. And there's only 3 researches. Jesus, what is wrong with me? 3 techs in the ancient era that we haven't discovered yet. But we're going to go ahead and move on into the classical era here. And as soon as we discover mathematics, that'll be the end of this episode because we will be officially in the classical era, you guys. And like I said, I'm going to divide these episodes up by our eras. There we go. I'm going to let that archer continue taking out this encampment. And let's see, this guy is ready for a promotion. So I'm going to go ahead and give you Shock 1. How about that? How do you like that? Look at that. Temple of Artemis has been built. I'm glad I didn't decide to try to build the Temple of Artemis. I would have failed. You get back down there. Oh, I almost moved you. I forgot what I was doing with you. You were invading that barbarian encampment. That's right. And there we go. Welcome home, warrior. There we go. Encampment has been cleared. Hopefully he can take that encampment before barbarians take it back. Oh, and look at this. We have Kamehameha offering us a deal. Now, he wants to give us an embassy and 6 gold per turn for 1 of our copper. I think that's a swell deal. Yeah, dude. Totally. I'll take your 6 gold. Gladly. And, oh, look at that. We were the first to discover Sophia, surprisingly. I have no idea. Now, this always baffles me, okay? When we're the first to discover a city-state, we get extra gold for doing it, okay? Now, let's just go back down there. No. Let's go back down to Sophia, please. Now, look at how close Kamehameha was to Sophia. And also, the French spearman was right by Sophia. I don't know how they missed it. It's baffling to me how they can overlook that city. But, you know, oh well, I guess it happens. If it happens, it happens. All right, now it's time to start building some farms. Let's start pumping some food into our city, all right? We've been really working on production. We need to start upping our food production. And as soon as we do mathematics, then we can build the Hanging Gardens and really beef up
Whole Earth is the
that food production. So there we go. We got the Mausoleum of Holocaustus, which means that we gain 100 gold each time a great person expended. Each resource of marble, which we have, stone, which we have 2 of, produces 2 gold. So you can see that our gold production has now increased pretty significantly. That's a good thing. It's a good thing. And I'm just going to have to fortify my... Actually, no, I'm not going to fortify you. I'm going to send you west to go help my archer clear out this barbarian threat. And now I'm due for 1 more production. Okay, there we have it. Again, I can try for the Great Library. Surprisingly, nobody's done it yet. You know what? I'm going to risk it. It's a risky endeavor, but it's only 6 turns to find out if I get that Great Library. I'm going to move you out of their border so that I don't piss off Sophia. I mean, they're a militaristic city-state. I don't want to get on their bad side. And you? Just shoot them. Fantastic. And that's the end of that turn, right? Yes, there we go. Polynesia says they are now protecting Sophia. Interesting.
Is the game.
Okay, mathematics is the gateway. It's discovered.
Great.
Great, which means that it's going to be the end of this episode, guys. I'm only 4 turns away from discovering if I can build the Great Library. I hope I can, because then we get a free tech, all right? Anyhow, guys, I hope you guys are enjoying this Civ 5 series. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and play through as Gandhi. I'll probably release 1 episode every day this week, so you'll see it Monday through Sunday, most likely. And if you like the series, then I can do other things. I can play some different mods. You know, I'll play as different civs, use different strategies, whatnot, you guys. I'll use your feedback. So speaking of which, give me your comments. Let me know what you guys think of this Civ 5 series. And if you like it, be sure to give it a like, favorite, share, and subscribe. I've been Rick with Stumpt, and I will see you guys next time.